Oh.
Oh, it's really tall.
Yeah, probably need to shrank it.
Gently shrink it. Uh-oh.
Everyone can see my head now.
No, here, pull up the thing in the middle. Pull up the thing in the middle. No, that thing. That little, this thing right here. There you go. Whoa! There you go. How does it look?
Whoa. Perfecto.
No, it's super crooked. It looks super crooked.
Oh, it's way crooked. I mean, that's like Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Better?
It's looking, well, it takes a couple seconds to see on the screen. Yeah, it's, all right, it's, oh.
No, I think it looks fine. It's not crooked.
I mean, you can see on the walnut poster, the very top.
Oh.
You're almost there.
Is that? Or is that more crooked?
Hold on. Somehow it got worse when you did that.
There. That looks better. See, we can't see this stuff until we start the screen. So we have to. I think it looks fine now.
You should also turn it.
I think I should move this on.
By the way, this is a Reed's Ginger Ale. We don't drink beer on this
Does that look better?
show. Yeah. Well, no, actually.
Oh, it's a little crooked. Sorry, guys. Like I said, we can't see this until we start the stream. So, you got it?
Yeah.
Your voice was weird.
Yeah, it's because I had a little ginger
Also,
ale
I tried
cupped in the
to.
back of it. Yeah.
I tried to curl my hair, and now it just looks crazy. Oh well. It is what it is.
I tried to match your
la
level
vie.
of beauty by wearing a button down.
Exactly. There's the thigh slit. See, if it was on this side, it wouldn't be so bad, but this side is like directly in the
Do you want to
camera.
switch seats?
No, it's fine.
All right.
It is what it is.
There they are.
They're there. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Okay, we haven't streamed in like 3 weeks.
It's been so long. I
It's been
forgot
really,
what
really
streaming
long,
was.
So we have a lot of things to talk about. What's our first thing to talk about? Let's just go ahead. Should we talk about movies, games, or shows? Oh, thank you. Duffman says it's very Italian-esque. The majority of my dresses have like slits in them, but I like them. Except for my dresses
style.
where I go out in public. Those are like buttoned down. You know, those are nice length.
When do you wear a slit? When is it appropriate for a slit?
Not out in public.
But-
Not like going to brunch.
But when is?
Like, hanging out in the house.
So you can only wear slit dresses in the house.
In the house.
In the house. Got it.
Bishop says, shouldn't you be somewhere trying to distract James Bond? I would absolutely, if I was in a James Bond movie, I would be like the villain's accomplice. I feel like that would definitely be my role.
I could see that. Absolutely.
I'd be like, I'd entrap James Bond, like, James Bond, where are the secret nuclear codes? But then I'll say, aha, Ferdinand and I caught you.
And what is Ferdinand's power?
He sounds like a bad guy.
Ferdinand sounds like a bull.
No, he sounds like a bad guy. He sounds
like
an
a
evil
sweet
guy.
old bull.
Hi, Arsenic and William. A sweet bull. Yeah, Ferdinand the bull. Okay, should we start with movies, shows, or TV?
Or music.
Or games. Let's let
Or
them
comic
decide.
books.
What? Yeah. Also, I tried to do like the cat wing eyeliner today.
Nice.
Usually
I did too, actually. I don't know if y'all can see it because
Yeah,
we're a
you want
little
to
far
go put
away.
some eyeliner on and make you look like Johnny Depp?
Yeah, let's do it. Live on
You wanna
stream.
do it right
Let's
now. You've never done that before.
line
It'll
my
feel
eyes.
Weird.
Line them.
Okay, Duffman says movies. So let's go ahead and start with movies. So should we just start with like Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters. Yes, let's do it.
Tiara says flexed NFL eyeliner. Hi, Tiara. Because of your dark circles.
That's right.
Dark circles. Logic fan says, I feel Kite would betray her supervillain boss at some point in the movie. Yes, you're exactly right. I totally would. I would betray my supervillain boss.
Yes. You would try to go in it for yourself.
I would.
You'd betray James Bond.
And
you'd
then
betray
I'd
your
betray my
boss. And then you'd get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would definitely
That's the rundown of your character.
My arc.
Yes. But who kills you?
Who kills me is James Bond's girlfriend.
No.
Who?
No, I think you get killed by the Ferdinand's pet shark. It's like appropriate because like
that'll be hilarious.
You betrayed your boss.
Yeah.
You were expected to betray Monsieur Bond, but you were not expected to betray your boss.
Yeah.
Therefore, you fall into his shark pit.
Ouchies. But the sharks love me because I feed them every day. So then I swim up to the top and I'm like, aha, I'm not yet dead.
But there's an alligator in there and it comes out and it's like...
No, I want a peaceful death. Okay, moving on to movies. Let's just start with Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
So
Afterlife.
we watched Ghostbusters Afterlife. Does anyone, if you...
No,
okay.
we cannot spoil Ghostbusters
We
Afterlife.
can't spoil, but can I say I cried?
Yes, you can say you cried.
Okay, so...
An emotion is not a spoiler.
Yeah, but maybe someone will think, oh, I don't even want to know emotions, you know. So
If
I
you don't... Okay, hold on. Let's diagnose that statement.
There might be
for
some
1
people
second.
who don't even want like reactions. Like I don't.
I'm
want
sorry.
a reaction.
Do you live on planet Earth? Like, no, that's not appropriate.
Okay, TR says everyone that matters is unit.
Okay,
So we're good.
there we go. Emotions are not. I just want to. Emotions are not spoilers. I enjoyed the
No.
movie. I was angry in the movie. I was happy.
Yeah.
Who? No. No.
I don't want to upset anybody. That's all, you know.
If trailers aren't spoilers, then emotions aren't spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
You cried.
So I cried, but I want to say, Duncan says spoiler culture is net negative. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people who are just very particular about them. So we're not going to spoil anything, but I want to say, on the way to this movie, I was predicting the plot. I was saying, oh, it's going to be terrible. Oh my gosh, James Flack, hi. James Flack is so generous with the super chat.
Whoa, James Flack.
Avez-vous
Whoa.
Lucy Thomas dans votre collection de musique? Je ne sais, je ne connais pas Lucy Thomas, actuellement. D'accord? Peut-être le stream, je vais lui écouter.
Oui.
Do you know who Lucy Thomas is?
No.
No,
No.
never heard of Lucy Thomas.
No.
So, yeah, I will look that up. Thank you, James, and thank you for your generous tip as well. It's very nice.
It's very kind of you, James.
It made curling my hair worth it. You can see now it's a little fuzzy. Okay, on to the Ghostbusters. So, on the way over there, I was predicting it was going to be bad. I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. The kids are going to be annoying. They're going to spend so much time getting into it. And I was totally wrong. I really, really enjoyed it. I was very excited about it.
Kids are great.
And Paul Rudd is in this movie too. And if you know, in the past I've said bad things about Paul Rudd, so I take that back. For multiple reasons, I take back the bad things I've said about Paul Rudd.
So Paul Rudd is absolved.
I like Paul Rudd now.
Wow.
Not because of Ghostbusters though.
Yes.
But we'll get into this
Right.
later. So
But he was
I
funny
have to take back.
in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I should cut off these tags by the way. Anyways, I do have to take back what I said about Paul Rudd. He wasn't bad. He was funny. He made me laugh multiple times.
Multiple times.
I liked him. I
Jamocha.
was like, oh, he's actually like funny and charming. And Bishop says the movie is magic, and Tiara says no, Paul Rudd is bad. Actually, no, I actually really like Paul Rudd now.
Emotion
but
Theory wants to know why you didn't like Paul Rudd.
I didn't like Paul Rudd because I felt like he was so one-sided. He was just very, very bland.
Single note character.
Exactly. He was like so nice and cheery all the time, and sometimes that's just irritating.
Paul Rudd has
It felt fake.
Paul Rudd is to me what Chris Pratt is to other people.
Okay, everyone hates Chris Pratt.
Now there's a group out there that loves
I'm
Chris
pretty
Pratt.
sure everybody hates Chris Pratt.
Nah, there's
now.
a certain group that loves
Okay,
Chris
we know
Pratt.
that certain group of
Yeah,
people. We
but
don't
that's
have to
what
say
Paul
it.
Rudd is to me. It's like he's goofy, but he's also lovable.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I like
I
him.
can't stand Chris Pratt, but I love Paul Rudd.
I really liked Paul Rudd in this movie. So was there any nice reason I didn't like Paul Rudd? No.
No, not a single nice one.
There was no nice reason.
reasons.
It was not justified.
Plenty of not nice or
Tiara
naughty
loves Chris
reasons.
Pratt. I hate Chris Pratt. I despise Chris Pratt. I never hated Paul Rudd. I just thought, oh, Paul Rudd. But I despise Chris Pratt.
Well, the thing about Chris Pratt is we loved Chris Pratt.
We love Chris
And
Pratt.
now we hate Chris
Chris Pratt. But back to Ghostbusters. It was very, very fun. I liked it. The kids weren't annoying. The kids were actually very fun and
The ghostbusting was great.
lovable. Yeah, the ghost busting aspect. But I
Plenty
cried.
of references.
I cried.
You did cry.
Which was unbelievable.
And you made me cry when you cried.
But yeah, I cry a lot, actually. So it's no surprise. I cry a lot at movies.
You do cry a lot. That's okay though.
I cry a lot of simple things. Duncan can tell
It was-
you how
I
many
mean, it was a
episodes
good
of
scene.
Star Trek have I cried during. It was a really good scene.
It was a good scene.
It was a really good scene. But I recommend it. It's good. I'm not like a huge Ghostbusters fan. He's a huge Ghostbusters fan.
Huge.
He wanted to be a Ghostbuster ever since he was
For like 10 years of my life. Still do.
yeah, when he was a young boy.
My mom fashioned me. She found
I
a
was
child's
like,
Ghostbuster. She found a child's like flight suit.
Yeah.
Like, like Top Gun flight suit for children. Ripped off all the military stuff. Sewed on my own little
Ghostbuster
patch.
patch.
Didn't say my name. It said Venkman because I wanted to be
Wow.
Peter Venkman.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Peter Venkman. Is that Billy? I mean,
Yeah,
Bill Murray's
that's Billy Idol.
Bill Murray's
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, that's Bill Murray's character.
Bill Murray's character. So, Duncan says Smudge has something. I'm sure he has a whole toy box over there that he has free reign to go access whenever he wants. But Ghostbusters was great. So moving on to another movie that we saw last night in Soho was really, really good. I loved that movie. So Tiara predicted I would love that movie because it had a lot of the things I love, like 1960s fashion and music, and the time setting and the back and forth and going back in time. That was such a good movie, though.
really, really
I wasn't
well done.
expecting at all the direction it was going in.
I think the thing that stood out to me the most is coming off of Baby Driver,
Yeah.
which was a really good movie. I was worried because I'm like, he could quickly fall into gimmick of just doing. He's an excellent editor.
Yeah.
We all know Edgar Wright is an excellent editor, and just sort of put her together of pieces to make
Yeah.
compelling watching. But what happened in this movie, I have no way to describe it, nor will I spoil it, is there are just scenes where I couldn't tell if it was CG or real life.
Right.
Because it's so well choreographed and orchestrated that I don't actually know what's going on.
Exactly. The way it was filmed was very, very well done.
It's mysterious.
It is. And
It's disorienting.
It is. And it works really, really well. But it is a really good suspense movie.
It's a fantastic suspense
highly
movie.
recommend checking that out. So yeah, Ghostbusters was great. Last Night in Soho was great. Trying to think of any other movies that we've seen.
I got them all on the list.
All right, pull some up.
Okay.
Because I've watched some. I put one on.
How far back you want to go?
I mean, let's just go all the way back.
Top Gun.
Okay, yeah, we watched. We watched Top Gun like 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and that was the first time I'd seen Top Gun. And we watched it because we had watched this documentary on Val Kilmer.
Yes.
That was very sad, and so I hadn't seen Top Gun, and then I really loved Top Gun.
Who doesn't
Cruise.
love Top Gun?
Yes, he was so great in it.
Tom Cruise is great in everything.
Tom Cruise,
Val Kilmer,
Val Kilmer,
Meg Ryan. Goose.
Briefly, yeah. But it was a really, really good movie. It was very enjoyable. So, and they're making another Top Gun.
Yes.
So that'll be exciting.
Top
Now
Gun
I can
2.
go see that. Yeah. Duncan says Lieutenant Flex was the real hero.
Yes, we saw in the credits for Top Gun,
That's right.
there was a Lieutenant Flex who helped with
Yeah.
some of the military
a real
training
one.
and all of
Yeah.
that, which is cool.
So that was really fun. Duffin says news from this week: Tom Cruise is doing a stunt involving being on the wing of a plane as it rotates. I read that. The guy's crazy. Tom Cruise is in excellent shape because he does all those.
He will
his own
pull it
stunts
off.
and- yeah,
Tom Cruise is in excellent shape
And
because he
he's
worships
going-
an alien god.
That's true. He does.
I mean,
He
if you ever
worships
wanted
Xenu.
like a good Scientology marketing strategy,
Tom
just look at
Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
That's
You too could be like him.
Yeah.
If you join us, why wouldn't you?
Crazy. William Hacking says we should form a volleyball team. That would be fun to form a volleyball team.
Yeah. And have Kenny Loggins playing in the background, just on repeat.
Better than,
Take My Breath Away.
Oh
A
my
fantastic
gosh.
jam of
If
a song.
I never hear Take My Breath Away again, that would be great.
I
I saw disgusting things during Take My Breath Away. The thing that bothered me the most is when she licked Tom Cruise's neck. I thought, ugh, this is going to make me gag. Okay, moving on. What other movies?
American Psycho.
Oh yeah, American Psycho. This is really far back.
Yeah, this is far back. I've been
So,
putting things on here for months.
This is the first time I've seen American Psycho. And it was really, really funny with Chris.
It's funny, huh?
With what's his name?
Chris Pratt.
Christian Bale.
Yep.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was funny.
American Psycho was really, really funny. Epic Man says they saw King Richard in theaters this week. Great movie. It made Florida look nice. Apparently, that's on our list
Yeah,
because
my
your dad
family
really
said it was
wants you
good.
to watch it. Yeah, I didn't know.
Brother said it was good too.
Florida.
Yeah. Speaking of brothers, this one was at the top of the list. It's not a movie, but I just wanted to read it out loud.
What's
Although
that?
he's not here, I don't think. Brother believed Emerald was into NFTs.
Oh yeah, why was
I
that?
don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Your brother, I'm guessing.
My brother believed Emerald was into NFTs. Why did I put that on there? I can't remember.
I mean, Emerald gives me the vibe. I've seen Emerald
Out
play
of
Forza.
everybody in the friend group, who would be most likely to get into NFTs?
Emerald is a master. You put anything in front of Emerald, and he becomes a master of that craft.
Yeah, I feel like Emerald
You
would.
put an NFT in front of Emerald, and suddenly Emerald is a billionaire who runs the market.
Right, exactly.
That is what I think.
Yeah.
Duffman asks, aren't all big game companies pushing NFTs now? No, it's just there's some small independent developers that are trying to do like NFT Pokemon, and there's a couple other ones that are like thinking about how they can put it in there sort of microtransactionally. But it's not big game developers yet. I know that Spider-Man, No Way Home, are doing NFTs for pre-orders on their tickets.
Don't get me started. It's so weird. I think NFTs are stupid, but we've talked about that before. William Hacking says I can recommend House of Gucci if anyone hasn't seen it. Haven't seen it, and I want to see it because it seems like it'd be something I enjoy. Lady Gaga, Adam Driver. Who else? Who's the other guy in it?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the movie.
Who's the other guy in it? William Hacking will tell me. There's another famous guy in it.
Duffman says EA calls NFT and blockchains games the future of our industry from a BBC article.
Oh my
They
gosh,
would say
that's
that.
So stupid.
They absolutely
no,
would say that.
Robert De Niro is not in the movie. Are you serious? Is Robert De Niro in Gucci?
I don't know.
Oh
I know
my
nothing
gosh.
about this movie.
What? Jeremy Irons, Al Pacino, Jared Leto? Are you serious? And Matt Damon?
Matt Damon.
Okay, who is Al Pacino in Gucci? And oh my gosh.
Hooah!
I want to see this. Okay, Jared Leto. Okay, I don't care. Jared Leto, whatever.
Jared Leto's great. Who actually doesn't like Jared Leto? That's what I want to know.
I'm not that acquainted with Jared Leto.
Jared Leto is phenomenal
I'm
in
not
everything
that
he's in.
acquainted.
Everything he's in is
Okay,
phenomenal.
no Al Pacino. You got my hopes up. I know Tom Hardy is not in it, Ciara.
Tom Hardy is
Everyone
in it.
else,
I do know
believe is in
that.
it.
Tom Hardy is in it.
He's in it?
Yeah, he's
Are
in
you
it.
serious?
Yeah. And his brother.
So all these people are in Gucci.
Tom
I
Hardy's
don't
brother's
believe
in it, too.
this. I don't believe this. I'm going to have to go look this up. Oh my gosh, Al Pacino is in. I thought you were joking. Okay, I really want to see this movie now.
Duncan, I know, it says I am in Gucci.
I'm going to look for your cameo. Okay, I love that Al Pacino's in it. That's awesome. Hi, baby. Okay, so that was moving on. That was American Psycho.
House of Secrets.
House of Secrets. Oh, we watched this creepy show. We watched this show that was so unsettling. And I listened to a ton of true crime, and I watch a lot of true crime stuff and listen to a lot of true crime stuff. I've read a lot of true crime stuff. And I have to say, there was one moment in this show. Okay, so this show is called House of Secrets, and it's about this Indian family a few years ago who committed a mass suicide. And 11 people hung themselves from the ceiling.
In a very, organized
In a
pattern.
very, yes, in a pattern. And
they use like bright colored scarves.
Exactly, and
and it's an entire family from
they bound their hands.
fathers down to 11-year-olds.
Right, I mean the whole entire family, the matriarch down to the children. And it was incredibly just creepy, but they go over some stuff in this documentary. Arsenic says, where is this being streamed?
Netflix.
It's on Netflix, and it's only like 3 or 4 episodes long. But oh my gosh, there was stuff in there that was so chilling. I thought it just bothered
upsetting.
me so much.
Yeah,
it was.
You didn't want to finish it.
I didn't want to finish it because it was creeping me out too much. It was giving me goosebumps.
But
like I said, I've read a ton of terrible things. This was like something about the way certain things happened in this story where,
they definitely
so creepy.
They front load the first episode with the upsetting bits.
Yeah,
because
they do.
It's a tragedy and it's sad, but there is reason behind it, and the ultimate takeaway is mental health.
Yeah,
needs to be taken more seriously.
Right, exactly.
And that's like, it's just as true in India as it is in America.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people just don't consider mental health as seriously as they should.
And that was kind of the takeaway of this documentary, but very, very, very creepy story. So, then we watched another documentary on Netflix. We just finished. Well, not documentary. I guess it is. Tiger King.
Yeah.
Season 2 of Tiger King.
Tiger King Part 2.
With the terrible Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin and
Tim,
Jeff
what's his face?
Lowe. Yeah,
Tim the Psycho Man.
Tim the Psycho. I'm convinced everybody, this is no shocker, but everyone who is involved with exotic pet ownership is just completely out of their minds.
Yeah, they are.
They are crazy.
Yeah.
Even Carol Baskin, who runs her
She's
animal
nuts.
sanctuary, is crazy. Arsenic says nothing happened in season 2. I liked season 2 because it was shorter and they went into some of the things.
It's like an update as opposed to a full-blown season of something.
A psychopath got arrested, is in jail, which is great. Tiara says only being under global quarantine could force me to watch Tiger King again. I mean, the story is kind of relevant to us because Carol Baskin is in Florida.
It's close to us.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say I found the episode on the murder of her husband incredibly interesting.
Yeah.
Because the first season didn't go into that at all.
Right.
It was a meme.
And
Carol Baskin killed her husband, became a meme, Tiger King. They actually did the right thing by going back and painting the full picture.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's not continue the joke.
Right.
Let's take it seriously. Let's investigate this. And that guy was a scumbag.
He was gross. He
was
disgusting.
Not saying justified to kill anybody.
Right.
But that guy was like a pedophile and
he was,
criminal overlord.
Right.
He's not good person.
They show you exactly how gross this guy was. Tiara says she did kill her husband, though. She absolutely was involved.
Yeah,
I mean,
she was involved in some way, shape, or form.
There was...
The police officer...
Right.
I cannot
made that
comment.
very clear. Yes. She did not physically do it herself.
Tiara says, why would the song lie? That's a good point. Music never lies, especially when it's written by Joe Exotic.
Okay, but that's Tiger King. I watched a movie. I watched this movie with Duncan called Days of Wine and Roses, and I made you watch the ending. I also made Bishop watch the ending. I just made them watch the ending out of context.
What is wrong with you?
Okay, because first of all, I love this movie.
Yes.
Okay, I went to this movie thinking, oh, I love the song. I've heard the song. It's like very romantic. I love it. Jack Lemmon is in it. I love Jack Lemmon. I thought, oh, this will be a great movie. And it was a great movie, but I was sobbing at the end. I was crying so hard because it was so sad and it was great. And I love to cry. I love sad movies.
You love to cry.
So I came down and I was cooking dinner and I was still crying. So I had to make him watch. It was a really good scene.
It was a good scene.
It was like, that scene stuck with me. And I'm not an alcoholic. Okay, so this movie is called Days of Wine and Roses. It's streaming on HBO Max. It is fantastic. Jack Lemmon and I forget her name.
I don't know it.
Okay, Duncan will tell me. Duncan says, who doesn't love watching women lurching to the night? No, it was a really, really good movie, though. I mean,
it looked good from the sad scene I saw.
It was very, very powerful. And like I said, I'm not an alcoholic, but this resonated with me a lot.
Right.
It's just like, oh, that movie. Lee Remick, thank you. Lee Remick, yeah, she was fantastic. So I want to do a movie review on this movie because of, I just love it.
Do it.
Duffman says, does it glorify alcohol? as hard as no. In fact, this is one of the movies in which I think it has the most realistic depiction of alcoholism that I've seen. Because it shows you just how destructive it is, and it is not a happy movie. Because I kind of hate when movies glorify alcoholism.
Yeah.
And when shows, and this is something that I noticed was becoming more popular, is like, oh, it's becoming fun to show like these binge drinking episodes, and oh, I'm out of my mind and I'm wasted and it's amazing. And no, this movie is not like that whatsoever. So I really, really like it.
What was the name of that YouTuber we saw who did the cadaver breakdown of alcohol in the body?
I can't remember.
We watched a 20-minute YouTube video that used actual human cadavers to showcase what happens in your body when alcohol is in it. Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
That was a really good video, though.
We should find that and post it.
We should. I did.
If you can stomach seeing all of your body parts,
right?
Explain.
It
is crazy.
It's because of the way it works. It goes into everywhere in your body. Is really, really, really good. I don't know who it was though. It was like an autopsy guy, or he was like a professor.
He's a professor,
and he uses cadavers.
He uses cadavers to teach his students.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But he was like a military guy or something before that.
He was in the Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a very interesting person.
I mean, I could listen to him talk for hours.
I'd listen more.
Interesting guy.
Really good. Okay, so that's Days of Wine and Roses, House of Secrets, Tiger King,
Body Heat.
Body Heat
was a great movie.
Just pass it on.
It was a great movie.
That movie was so ridiculous.
That movie is great. The movie is great.
Oh my gosh.
And for a Double Indemnity remake, it did a pretty good job.
Yes, it was a Double Indemnity remake.
Ted Danson.
With more oomph.
I mean, I will give this movie. I'm gonna spoil like a 30-year-old movie. The femme fatale is probably like one of the most well executed femme fatales just in movie history.
Right.
Like she has layers of things going on that I was like, wait, what? Like, what?
She's really, really good. It was like kind of like Gone Girl.
It was Gone Girl,
Double Indemnity.
Yes.
Yeah. Fun movie though, Body Heat.
Body Heat, fun movie. Oats Studio.
Oats Studio. Okay, so we watched Oats Studio, which is this compilation of
short films
by
Neil Blomkamp,
that guy who did District 9. And so these are all on Netflix, and they're really short. They're like anywhere from as long as being 20 minutes to as short as being 3 minutes long. And they were so fun to watch. So it was kind of like, and I think you can just go watch them all on his website actually. Yeah. So if you look up Oats, Oats, Oats Studio.
Like oatmeal.
Right, exactly. They were really, really fun. Some of them were disturbing. Oh, Tiara says it's on YouTube. I would skip the Cooking with Bill ones if you have a sensitive stomach.
If you like Tim and Eric, do watch Cooking with Bill.
But if you have...
Those one persons out there knows who they are.
If you gag easily thinking about gross stuff, you do not want to watch these. Multiple times I was like, in fact, if I even think about it, I'm going to gag.
Okay, don't think about it. Stop thinking about it.
It wasn't that it was gory, okay? It was gross. I can't even think about it.
Don't think about it. Stop thinking about it.
It's making me want to gag.
Okay, there was one with Sigourney Weaver with lizard people.
Yes.
That was awesome. And the thing about all of the Oats Studio films, I think there was like 4 ones that had like major kind of plot arcs that set something up. One was like the Vietnam War. One was in a bunker, post-apocalyptic. One was like an alien invasion. Instead of just telling a story, he created a universe in 20 minutes. Yeah. And like full buy-in. Like
effective.
He would show things on screen for 30 seconds that had nothing to do with the rest of the story. Like there was an angel that kind of just showed up in one of them. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, I wish he had. There was one that was 2-parters and it had to do with robots and like robots, I guess, that kind of look like people. That one I want a video game of. Yeah. Like that one needs to be turned into a video game.
They were really, really, really good.
It's so good.
And I kind of like, I like being able to see the short stories without this long like pretense, because so many shows are so long. Yeah. It's like, it's nice. You get to see like this snippet of this universe. So highly recommend Oats Studio, but skip the Cooking with Bill. Just skip it. I'm serious. Unless you like whatever it is that he said you like. But
you know who you
gag
are.
Easily, do not watch it. It's gross. Okay, continue.
Forza.
Yeah, we've been playing Forza 5.
Horizon
car
5.
racing. It's been really, really fun. I'm not even a car person, and I like to look at I don't even know what it is anymore. What was it? It was like a Porsche. I have this
Oh, your
really
nice one?
like pink champagne
Yes,
colored
it was like
Porsche.
a Porsche 911 from the 60s. And
That one?
it's worth like 200 million in-game currency,
Holy smokes.
which is just mind-blowing.
I won that though in a spin.
That blows my mind. I don't think I have anything worth that much in my collection.
Duncan says that's how it starts. Yeah, it is how it starts. What? Now I want a Porsche. This is not setting well for myself.
You gotta get that
Porsche. I
Porsche.
want a champagne, like a pink champagne colored Porsche. It was so pretty. That's my
Holy
favorite
cow.
color.
A pink champagne colored Porsche.
Yes.
You know how much that costs?
Yeah.
Probably as much as his domicile.
And this is why I have to betray James Bond.
Wow. It all comes together now.
Yeah, but Forza's been fun.
That game is just fun co-op.
It's fun.
It's really enjoyable.
really fun. Yeah.
The Shrink Next Door.
Okay, The Shrink Next Door. This is the show that made me like Paul Rudd. So there's this show on Apple TV called The Shrink Next Door, and it's with Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell, who are not either of people that I like. I don't
Correct.
like either of them. But we watched the trailer, and I was intrigued, and I thought, and it's based on a true story. So it's set in the 80s, goes into the 90s, and it's about this man who owns a curtain company, and he's very insecure about himself and has a lot of confidence issues, and he starts seeing a shrink. The shrink is Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
And
Both are playing opposite the characters they usually play.
Yes.
Will Ferrell is
like-
mousy and quiet,
Yes, and
insecure.
very like kind of bumbling and very like kind of sweet and lovable.
Mm-hmm.
Very trusting.
Right.
Not at all. He's not trying to be. He's not a funny guy in
No.
the show. He's not trying to ham it up. He's very, very insecure. He plays it so well. And Paul Rudd is a complete. He's a manipulative egomaniac.
He's like borderline evil.
Yes.
But he's wearing this
incredibly-
facade
yes.
of like, hey, buddy, I'm your friend.
Right.
It is a
he
hard
plays it
act
so
for him to
well.
play because he always comes off as nice and fun and jovial.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like any
does it
more
very
in
well.
either
I'm like,
direction
God,
and
just
it's
watch
hammy,
it.
but he crushes it.
He makes you uncomfortable.
He
You're
does.
Like, oh, this guy is so bad. TR says, is The Shrink Next Door about men who are 5'6"? No, I really, really recommend watching this show. It's very, very. It's based on a true story. It's based on a podcast. The show is the podcast,
which is
based on a true story.
Yes.
So I'll listen to the podcast after I watch the show. But I love the show. It's very, very well done. Will Ferrell, and this show made me like Paul Rudd because of how different he acts.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just phenomenal.
He is phenomenal.
This crazy, incredibly charismatic egomaniac. A very, very fun show.
Yes.
Okay, so that's The Shrink Next Door.
That's The Shrink Next Door. Stopping Grinch Bots Act.
Yes. Okay, so we've talked about things. We've talked about what's it called when you scalp something?
Scalping.
Which
is probably not a good term.
No, we need to find a new term.
But everyone uses
reselling something, purchasing something for the
Profiteering.
Exactly. So for the purpose of reselling it for an obscene amount. So there is a bill currently being examined. This bill was introduced like 2 years ago to crack down on bots.
2 freaking years ago.
Moving through Congress right now because of how terrible this whole profiteering.
You know what's sad
racket
though?
is.
Maybe this is me being incredibly cynical, but the reason why it finally started moving is probably because some of those Congress people tried to get their kids a PS5 for Christmas this year.
That's true.
And we're like,
it affected them.
What? What is this? And then they finally
Yeah.
remote it. And this is kind of the sad thing of just politics in general, is until it impacts and affects them,
Right.
we don't ever get to feel
I know.
the fix.
It's ridiculous.
That's
how
my-
it is.
that's my
Duncan
moment.
says we call them toots here. Toots? Like tout? As in tout français? Oh, Fresh Ingredients says I call that flipping. Flipping! That's a good one. Flipping.
Yeah.
Although flipping has the connotation of you buy it in poor shape,
And make it
you
better.
put work into it, and you resell it. Yeah,
Right.
because they say flipping.
When you flip a
houses and
house,
stuff like that.
it's different than when you flip a PlayStation 5.
Duffin says moral of the story: mildly inconvenience of rich people.
Basically, yes.
Exactly. Oh, tout. Okay. See, I had French on the brain. I was reading in French. Tout. That's what
Well, I'm glad to hear they're putting that together. they also, I mean, like the NFTs, the Bitcoin, all of these
Yeah.
things are impacting,
Come here. Come here.
plus COVID, an already difficult supply chain. So they can put the bill in place, but there's still a lot of other issues
Yeah.
that need to be
Well,
addressed.
it probably won't pass. I mean, it's still being looked at, so. Okay, that is Grinch Bots.
The Grinch
I
Bots.
just thought the Grinch Bots.
That's a pretty
I
great
like
name.
That.
Yeah.
Grinch Bots.
Succession.
Come here. Okay, so Tiara and I watched 2 episodes of Succession the other day because it came up, and I've heard it's very good.
I have too.
And I found it so incredibly boring. It was so boring. And you know I watch boring, slow stuff.
I know you do.
And this was too boring and slow for me.
I watch boring movies, you watch boring shows. But we can't do the opposite.
I'm not watching this show. Succession.
Got
I
'em.
can't finish watching this show. It was too boring. And so it's about this dysfunctional, rich business family. And there is a, discussion of who is going to have the father's company. But this show has already been done much better. Arrested Development. Dysfunctional, rich family with this whole, who is the line of power? It's Arrested Development has done this so much better. I did not find it funny. I thought it was supposed to be funny.
I didn't know it was supposed to be funny.
The writer is obsessed with like penis jokes.
Good.
Which was a huge turnoff to me because why are you so enthralled with penis jokes? I feel like I don't
Easy
know.
fallback material.
But it was said in the most crude way, and I thought no man talks like this.
Yeah.
No man talks like, "Hey, bro, I'm going to ring the doorbell with my,
My winky.
He didn't say winky, but he said things. I thought, what man talks like this? Seriously, I've never talked to a man that talks this much about his stuff. But the whole
probably
show,
compensating for something.
That's what I thought. That this writer is incredibly repressed because everything had to come back to it. Everything had to come back to it. So it was, yeah. Basically, it's what if Walt Disney's Family bored you? It was incredibly boring. This isn't my little baby. Oh, that's okay, honey. Breathe.
Oh.
Breathe, honey. Yeah, but Succession was boring. So no more Succession.
No more Succession.
No.
No.
I don't need. That was 2 hours. If you can't hook me in by 2 hours, that's too much. Yeah.
Candyman.
Yeah, we watched the remake of Candyman.
Well, it should just be called Candyman 4.
Okay, Candyman 4.
We saw Candyman 4.
Directed by Jordan Peele.
Not directed by Jordan Peele.
Okay, why have I heard this?
Jordan Peele is just a producer.
Okay, produced by. We watched Candyman. We saw the original, Tiara. The original is better.
I really liked this one though.
Well, poor Duncan.
Got to experience it the way most people are experiencing
He didn't
it.
get to see the original, though.
Yeah, but he experienced it the way most
just
will.
Invited you to watch this without knowing any of the backstory, without knowing what the story is about, what the legend's about.
But he got it. He got the legend. He understands the bees.
True. The bees. So Candyman was fun, but
I
it
liked
wasn't that good.
I thought it was good.
No,
it was
wasn't that
incredibly well
good. Now
shot.
that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't really that good.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I really liked it. It's pretty great.
No, I didn't really like it. Haven't seen Candyman 2.
Yeah, I've only seen the first.
Oh, Fresh Ingredients says the new Candyman is playing Morpheus in Matrix 4. Okay, we were talking about this
Well, he's
actor.
not Morpheus.
He has a very, very long name.
Yes, I almost committed it to memory. It's it's Yahya Abdul Mateen II.
Wow. See, this is his name. He's fantastic.
I had to look up the pronunciation of his first name. Yeah, it's Yaya, but it's pronounced Yahya. Yahya
Oh,
Abdul Mateen II.
got it. He's a great actor. We like him. He was
I learned
also-
names.
He was. I don't learn names.
We know.
He was Dr.
Well, you can't
Manhattan.
say that.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything more.
It's too late.
I didn't say anything. They don't have no idea what I'm talking about. Bishop says Duncan can next be forced to watch the American version of Ghost. No, parce que je l'aime, and I wouldn't make him do that. I'd make you watch it though, Bishop. That's
James
your
says,
punishment.
I love your gown, but it's missing something. Oh, a red carpet.
Oh, James.
It does look like a red carpet dress.
It does.
You should be spritzing
Oh my
it.
gosh. I will show you guys. I'm going to show you guys my bridesmaid gown. It looks better on me than it does on the hanger. If you want, maybe I can go put it on. But it is pretty. It is beautiful. It looks like a red carpet gown. Like I look like I could be going to a gala event or something with that. It's so pretty. And I thought it wasn't going to be, but I love it. So my sister-in-law did me right by letting me get like the most gorgeous dress I own. Tiara says, love smudges socks. I know. Look at his little socks. This coloring is called like, I think it's called like Irish socks or something. I'm not even kidding. You can look it up. It's something to do with like white paws. It's called Irish something. Okay.
I call him Animaniac.
Yeah, he looks like a little wacko. Little yakko. Duncan says we might have to push back the chairs. Oh yeah, for the dress. I should go wear this dress. Not now, but let's continue talking about the show.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. We saw Jungle Cruise with
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Emily Blunt. Paul Giamatti.
And it was fun, but it could have been better.
It was fun. It could have been better.
It could have been better. They could have cut 30 minutes out of it. It
had Meth Damon in it.
It had this Jesse Plinkman.
Wow.
What's his name? It had this guy. His name is Jesse something.
You're so close, yet so far.
Jesse Plemons.
That's it.
Okay, Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plinkman, the Breaking Bad character, who is a combination of other Breaking Bad characters.
So it was a good movie. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Was
Dwayne The Rock Johnson is a treasure in everything he's in. Was it as good as Pirates
of the Caribbean? No. Was it fun? Yes.
Twisted Bishop says cut 30 minutes, add 30 minutes of more puns.
Exactly. Thank you. If you've ever been on the ride.
When Dwayne was doing the skipper routine, unbelievably good.
Yes.
Crushed it.
I could have used more of the skipper routine.
He was legit doing the skipper routine from Jungle Cruise, and it was so good.
Jungle Cruise. Okay, so that's Jungle Cruise.
The eighth wonder of the world, the backside of water.
It was really, really fun. Duncan says, I liked her women's suffrage color palette in that one outfit. Yeah, I had no idea that purple and green were women's suffrage movements. Those are the colors of the Joker.
And Ava Unit 1. Weird.
Those are the colors of weird
They're
things.
complementary. They're good colors.
Yeah.
Okay, time for me to talk about things.
Arsenic says, did we see Dwayne in Red Notice?
No, we did
but
not.
I want to watch Red Notice.
The worst movie on Netflix?
I like Gal Gadot.
I mean, you can't argue with what the internet says.
I'll watch it. Okay, is that it?
No, there's 4 things that I'm ready to talk about.
Okay, talk.
Okay, so I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Such a long time. I'm a League of Legends fan. I'm not just a fan.
Yeah, here we go. Let him talk about this.
I freaking love it. Okay. League of Legends Arcane.
No, how about you have to say.
The television show produced by Netflix is not just the best show I've seen all year. It's one of the most beautiful pieces of art I've ever seen in my life. Wow. Like, it is so gorgeous. Every single frame. They spent 6 years creating all new technology that, like, I think Spider-Verse kind of introduced the whole 3D, 2D hybrid, and it was good. This is better. Like, if you pause any moment in League of Legends Arcane, it is a painting. If you play, it becomes moving art. I don't understand it. It's unbelievable, but everything about what they're doing in the visual space works. And they bring in some like interesting stylistic choices because it's very much a steampunk-led world. Although I know that there's other islands now because I've gotten more into the world, but there's like other places that are less steampunk. There's like an Egypt land, magic land, pirate land. It's like Disney. But the steampunk area, they will bring in like little phases of hip hop art and like neon art and
Imagine
pop
Dragons.
Art. Yes, Imagine Dragons are characters in the show. They not only do the theme, but they also have a band in the Undercity, which is its own thing. But it's so good. The story, I was talking with your brother about it actually, because he's like, there's something, he said he loved it. He's like, there's something really familiar about it. And I'm like, all they've done is just taken good stories and mashed them all together. Every single character in that show could be derived from a different character that exists in fiction, but they've put their own spin on it. They've put them in this really compelling world. And they've kind of just Dungeons and Dragons this giant ball of lore that's really compelling and interesting. And it works. It works really, really well. Outside of the occasional weird K-pop song that shows up, and the Imagine Dragons theme, which does become incredibly catchy in your ear.
Well, I mean, I tried to watch one episode.
And you didn't watch anything else.
No.
You made a huge mistake.
It was so inherently cringy to me that it was based on League of Legends. I could not
You have to put that past.
I can.
So,
I'm incapable of doing that.
This show...
Watching it, the purple hair, the pink hair, I was like, I just can't.
What's nothing wrong with the purple hair and the pink hair?
They're so moody, they're so edgy, they're so angsty.
There is one character, and I can't even say who it is because it's a spoiler.
Does anyone care if he spoils this show? Raise them hands.
It's a great reveal. I literally went, whoa! I was rowing when I was watching it, and when the character reveal, I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
But maybe no one will.
It happens 7 episodes in. It's so good. You know, this is like one of the #1 show. It's the first show to dethrone Squid Game.
Wow.
It dethroned Squid Game.
I can't.
It's the #1 show on Netflix.
Tiara says no one is going to admit to watching this show.
No one's going to admit to it except for me. I will champion this show to my grave. This is like one of the best pieces of entertainment I've seen in years.
I could not get behind the fact that it was based on League of Legends. Maybe that makes me petty.
Firstly, I will never in my life play League of Legends because MOBAs suck. Yeah. I'll play Pokemon Unite. That's about as far as I'll go. I shouldn't say MOBAs suck. MOBAs are not my cup of tea. However, I will play a card game. So the show has now introduced me to Legend of Runeterra. Runeterra is the world in which League of Legends takes place. And holy crap, it is a really fun card game. It's kind of like a Magic the Gathering where you're kind of building up power, putting things down, playing out 3 moves, 4 moves ahead on like how you're going to play your cards and how they all react to each other. So good. So much fun.
It's just, I can't.
You have to. You can. You can. Find it within you to look past.
I don't
the
think
same way Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but Ghostbusters isn't based on a cringy video game.
No. I mean, is change not allowed? Are we not allowed to have positive change?
No, if the characters were so annoying, the purple hair and the green hair, I said no, I'm done with
green hair? Who had green hair?
Someone has green hair.
No one had green hair.
The girl's
it was pink and blue.
Is Powder.
Her name is Powder.
I can't deal with it. It's too much. Yeah, I tried. I gave it one.
She has an interesting arc.
I gave it a chance.
You didn't watch the 2nd episode.
I can't.
You have to.
I can't stop rolling my eyes when I watch that show. So I made Duncan watch it with me.
Duncan says the Ghostbusters video game came after, which is true. They did make a Ghostbusters video game, which is basically the 3rd movie that came after the movies. So why can't League of Legends break out of the MOBA and into entertainment space?
Tiara says James said he's going to make me watch an episode of it with him. Okay, Tiara will give us an honest.
You watch. I will say this: the first episode is very Final Fantasy-esque in its storytelling.
That's incredibly insulting.
Final Fantasy 7, like they're literally doing the same train intro. No one has
blue hair in Final Fantasy 7. Now you're thinking, no, legit, no one has blue hair in Final Fantasy 7.
No one has blue hair in Final Fantasy 7.
No, because it's not some, cringy...
They're in the Undercity.
Yeah?
They're in the...
Pink hair, purple hair, no thank you, I can't.
They're in the under... I mean, it's...
Ailstrom says if it wasn't for the visual reception to Arcane would be pretty mad. The story just jumps around too much.
Yeah, but the story jumping around is because they have so many really interesting characters.
Crunk Monkey says to stand in solidarity with you. Someone will watch it for you. Okay, Emotion will... Maybe he's interested. I can't do it. Okay, I have to watch stuff that either makes me cry or, tickles my fancy.
There's not been any cry moments. There is a fight scene in episode 7 when the character that I really love gets revealed. That I'm just like, I was aghast. It broke the style from the show, and it did. It's just so good.
Emotion says I'm with you too. The colored hair gets me. It's just, yes, it's so nauseating.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Really
I look right past it.
I just can't.
Colored hair is not a big deal.
I can't do it.
I grew up with cartoons.
Okay.
Cartoon characters have weird hair.
No one that I like has colored hair that is, obscene. Okay, moving on.
See, this is because you're not a JoJo fan. Everyone in JoJo has weird colored hair.
No.
And then it changes colors depending on like what mood the artist was in during the scenes. Has a yellow sky in part 4.
When the characters are so edgy and they're irritating and they're annoying and I hate
What does the best animation technology on the face of the earth not do it for you?
See, I really liked Spider-Verse because everyone there was very charming and very fun and no one was, even Peter Parker. He thought, oh, I'm not trying anymore, but he was still really fun. No one in Arcane is fun.
Yeah, you didn't see. You've literally seen 2 of like the 18 characters the show follows.
They're so terrible they turn me off.
They're great.
Everybody else, I hate them. Okay. Emotion says edgy and irritating. 100% agree. Thank you. See, I can't stand when someone is edgy and irritating. It is the worst.
Bishop says time to show up the next stream with pink hair. I'm gonna have pink hair on the next stream.
Yeah, you want to?
My new look.
You want to go get some temporary?
I'm gonna dye my hair pink. That's right.
I don't think so. Okay,
Ailstorm says it all comes back to JoJo. There's a new season of JoJo out. I haven't had a chance to watch any of it yet, but I have read it all, so I'm excited to see how it translates. Part 6 in Florida, Stone Ocean.
Wow, amazing.
That was just one thing of the 4 things I'm going to talk about.
Okay, Crunk Monkey says the passion with which Flex has defended Arcane has convinced me.
Darn right, you're gonna love it, Crunk Monkey. You're gonna love it. Bishop says it will go well with my eyeliner. Yes, it will.
Yeah, we'll try that eyeliner. Okay, continue because everyone wants to see my dress, and by everyone, one person.
All right, I'll skip one thing.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about Hawkeye.
Okay, yes.
I'm going to talk about Hawkeye because there's another show that came out in the last couple of weeks. Hawkeye is a Disney Plus show. It is about Hawkeye from the Avengers. Uh-huh. It's really good. I like it.
Yeah.
It's really cute. It's a winter festive Die Hard-esque action show. The girl from Arcane with the pink hair plays the girl with the bow and arrow in Hawkeye.
Yeah,
so she's dominating the space.
Okay, literally no one cares about Jeremy Renner, okay?
He does take a back seat in the show. She's far more interesting than he is.
Everyone hates Hawkeye.
No, that's not true.
And I don't even watch the movies.
She likes Hawkeye.
If every
Hawkeye
Marvel
saved
fan,
her life. That's why she's a big Hawkeye fan.
Okay, they had to invent somebody.
Well, this is from the comics.
They had to invent somebody.
This is from the comics.
Which is kind of sad.
Actually, the cool thing the show did. See, remember in the first Avengers movie where those like squid things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So one was like gonna run into her building, and Hawkeye was the one who took it down.
Got it.
And you see like that scene from a different angle.
They had to give
and that's
him
why she likes Hawkeye. She's like a little girl, and she's like, "No, I like Hawkeye."
They had to give him a backstory. Yeah. So I'm not going to watch it.
I know you're not gonna watch it, but
Bishop, he's only been in one movie that you've seen, which is Hurt Locker, and that's why you like him.
He was great in that, though.
Hurt Locker was great.
He was great in that movie.
Okay, so Hawkeye, you like Hawkeye. I'm
I
not
like
watching
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Listen to him.
Last big thing of the week.
Yeah.
Also on Disney Plus. Just endorse me right now, because I'm gonna give Disney Plus all the subscribers. There is magic in the world, and it was captured on film in 1966.
Something.
1966, England. The Beatles got together right before they all tore each other's faces off.
Yeah.
The hatred is palpable, and they recorded what was going to become the first like show that they would do post them saying they were bigger than Jesus and everyone hated them. Get Back is the documentary recorded by or edited and put together by Peter Jackson. It is ridiculously long. I have no idea how far I am into it, but I could watch it in eternity. They're just sitting down and talking to each other. And I like the Beatles. I've always liked the Beatles. I appreciate their genius.
Except you hate I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Please Me, which is a remake album that is not good. It's just like Radiohead's Creep. Everyone is allowed to have a bad first album.
Not fair.
Have you heard the term
Beatles.
sophomore album?
No.
Sophomore album is a term used in music literature and critique, where they basically all admit the second album is always better. The first album, you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Sophomore
That's
album
fair. They're allowed
is
to do
always better. It's true for...
Duffman says, did it show Yoko Ono in a positive light?
It did.
You actually talked to
It
me
did.
about this.
So the thing that I have learned, and I'm not finished yet, the thing that I've learned about the Beatles right before their breakup is, one, Paul McCartney is like way uncredited for the genius that he is. The man literally just starts messing around with his guitar and writes Get Back, like just on his own. Just bangs it out while they're waiting for John Lennon to show up for breakfast. Like that's how that happens.
Yeah.
But George Harrison is very like head buddy with Paul. And John is kind of a jokester. Like he kind of tries to play both sides and make jokes and make light of everything. Yoko is just there. She's just there supporting. But George Harrison is bringing Hare Krishnas and just sitting them all around the recording studio. And they're like, who is that guy? He's like jingling a bag of Hare Krishna, you know, like the Hare Krishna stuff. He's like jingling it. Like, who is that guy? What is he doing here? And he's like, oh, he's with me. He's like, yeah, but Yoko is John Lennon's wife. This is a random stranger you found on the street and you're just bringing in. George was definitely the trouble wheel. And I never knew that.
George wanted his own people in there.
Yes, he did. And he's a very, I mean, rest in peace, amazingly talented musician. But I've seen so many Beatles documentaries in my life. I've seen all their movies, listened to the albums hundreds of times, watched documentaries. I read this book this thick when I was in middle school on the Beatles. So like I know the Beatles. Yeah. But watching them just uninterrupted play for hours and hours and hours, you realize like there's some truth that has been hidden for a long time. Yeah. Like John is always, you know, portrayed as the instigator. It's like, no, he's just a jokester.
Right. They always make John Lennon and Yoko Ono seem weird.
Yes.
Which isn't fair.
It isn't fair because she has not said a peep. Maybe this whole I've watched 2 hours and I've not heard her say a peep. But
that's not right.
George causes drama. John is just chronically late. He just shows up late all the time. But he's funny when he's there and he's very talented. And so it's interesting. The dynamic is Paul has an amazing idea. John takes that idea and tweaks it. He's like the polisher. He just adds in the flavor that makes it even better. And George is the talent. He can execute just anything you throw at him. But anytime one of them tries to break out of that dynamic structure, that's when the tension happens. And you can just tell this thing is ready to blow. This is the last time they got together before they finished up with Abbey Road to do a recording.
You can't work with people. Talented people will clash.
Yes.
If they are the kind of people that need to work on their own.
Yes.
So.
It's
kind of like if you have 4 perfectionists.
Too much good, you know?
If you have 4 perfectionists and you want them to all do something.
Yes.
I can already see that not like, you know, going well.
It is like one of those things where it's too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
And the Beatles would have always broken up because they're just too good.
Well, a lot of bands do.
Yeah.
They just break up.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
It is sad.
Tiara says Yoko Ono is a horrible woman who sold John's letters to his son rather than let his son have them.
Oh, that's messed up. That's
messed up. I'm gonna take everything with a grain of salt because for years I have heard Yoko Ono did this, and now this. So I'm gonna take everything with a grain of salt. I will have to read something myself and see. Okay,
fact check.
Exactly, because now I'm thinking, is this whole thing just a smear from George Harrison's campaign to make her seem like? So
my big exposure.
Fact check everything I hear about Yoko Ono from now on.
Right, like my first major thought when I think of Yoko Ono is the scene from The Simpsons when Barney starts the B flats, which is the Beatles of The Simpsons, and he brings Yoko into the band, and she goes into Moe's Tavern, and she's like, "I will have plum wine with floating peach in a man's hat." And I'm like, that's just pretentious. That's Yoko Ono defined, but like that's The Simpsons definition of Yoko, and like everyone has a Yoko. But
I mean, to attribute her for breaking up the band, I mean, that's literally what I heard is like, oh, Yoko Ono.
She has not made a peep.
Yeah.
Other than sit there.
Duncan says we should watch the Beatles episode of The Simpsons, number 8, Belch. Is that the one?
The B sharps.
B sharps, Belch.
Number 8.
Okay, so that is the Beatles.
That's the stream. That's the Beatles Get Back.
I do have one thing. I'm very excited. There is a drama series about Lucille Ball coming to HBO Max.
Amazon Prime.
And Nicole Kidman is playing Lucille Ball, which is fine. She seemed like she did a fine job, even though I think someone could do it better. I think Deborah Messing could play a really, really good Lucille Ball. She's probably too old now. I mean, so is Nicole Kidman, because I'm not sure if Lucy was
Who's Deborah Messing?
Will and Grace.
Oh, she's Grace. Definitely.
Same exact sort of,
Energy, look, feel, everything.
There, the eyes, because Lucy had this big, like, and then Javier Bardem.
Holy cow.
Right?
Holy cow.
Javier Bardem is playing Ricky, which is a complete mistake.
Can we just appreciate that Keitel got the name of an actor right? Just for 1 minute.
I had to think Benicio del Toro or Javier Bardem.
But you got it.
I got it.
You got it. Nailed it.
Yes, because I had to practice because I was saying it wrong for so long. So Javier Bardem is playing Ricky Ricardo, which is no. Who did we say would make a great Ricky? Do you remember? We said someone would make a really good Ricky.
Pedro Pascal?
Yes. Pedro Pascal would make a really good Ricky Ricardo.
He's got that energy.
Yes. And Ricky...
Especially his Wonder Woman 1984 energy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. But Javier Bardem is Ricky Ricardo. I'm not seeing that.
I will give it
whatsoever.
all benefits of the doubt.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see it. I'm so excited to see it. It looks good, and I really hope it's really, really good. So I think that's all my news.
That's it.
Oh, I've also been playing Deathloop, which is fun. Yeah, it's fun and it's confusing. 1960s, my style. Fun, cute, confusing, and 60s.
Those are your three favorite things.
Songbird says, just dropping in to say hi. I hope you guys have been well. Oh, thank you. My compliments on my hair and makeup. Thank you. I appreciate it. I tried like a really, really red lip tonight. I was going for that like Hollywood glam because Duncan and I just watched a movie the other day, Old Hollywood, and I thought, I want to try this Hollywood glam look. So the cat eyes is not 1950s, but I mix it up.
I'm rocking this is an actually made in Hawaiian Aloha shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
That's correct. Did you know Hawaii's about to have a blizzard?
Wow. Incroyable.
Incroyable.
Okay, that's it. Hi, Oliver. Sorry, name slipped me. I was going to say delusion. Okay, so I think that's it. Anything else of particular interest?
No.
Arcane,
League of Legends,
Beatles.
Monster Hunter World is still one of my favorite games ever made. I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter World a lot recently.
What's another thing I can recommend to somebody?
We didn't talk about Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite's been fun.
Halo Infinite is good.
I feel like we're missing something.
We are missing something.
The Shrink Next Door. I'm like going through all the stuff that we've been watching. The Shrink Next Door.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm is really good. What was there something else that we finished it, right? Why can't I remember this? There was something else.
I mean, you watch stuff with Tiara.
Yeah, we're watching. Tiara and I are watching American Horror Story anthologies, which some of them have been hit and miss. We watched something, but I can't remember what. We played something. I feel like there was something.
You've been playing the Remnant DLC.
The Remnant, yeah.
From the Ash.
Okay, well, I can't. Oh, William Hacking says, did anyone watch Midnight Mass? We watched one episode of Midnight Mass. Couldn't
do it. Speaking of long, boring.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
No. Could not do Midnight Mass. Could not get past the first episode. Long and boring. Bishop says trains, planes, and automobiles. That's right.
That's right. We watched a Thanksgiving movie.
We watched this movie called Trains, Planes, and Automobiles with John Candy and Steve Martin. And I was warned that this would be a sad movie. And so I was braced for something. And John Candy was so gross that it made me not sad for him.
Wow, that's messed up. That is messed up if you know what that movie's about.
He was disgusting. He was a gross slob, okay? He shed in the shower. He shed. Bishop, don't say that. You're ruining the movie.
Ruining the 40-year-old movie.
Yeah, I did not like John Candy in this movie. I'm sorry, but if you're going to want, to elicit pity and sympathy, please, take care of yourself, right? Is it so hard to ask?
Wow. Yes, it is actually.
Also,
the man was depressed, homeless.
Okay, but why is slob? Why is slob?
Who did he have to be nice for?
For himself. If you think I was sitting around with...
Part of himself was gone.
That does not give you an excuse to eat Cheeto shavings in bed. That does not give you an excuse to clip your toenails in bed.
Man was chemically depressed.
Well, maybe... I don't think this is true.
I think this episode's not going to get posted, so I think...
No, this will get posted. No one knows what I'm talking about.
If they've seen the movie, they know what you're talking about.
Duncan says his ex on Valdez the bed.
Valdez.
What's that?
It's an oil tanker that sank.
Okay. That was disgusting. He also made Steve Martin sleep in beer. Terrible. Okay, does anyone want to see my dress or no one cares?
I talk about Arcane for like 30 more minutes.
Maybe they don't want to see my dress. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and stop now, right?
Okay.
Okay, we'll go ahead and... Thank you, Arsenic. I just needed one person to say it.
That's all she needed.
So let me go get the dress.
Just one person. So I'll talk about more things while she gets the dress ready. I have been playing Shin Megami Tensei 5, which is a difficult RPG game for the Nintendo Switch. It is my first Shin Megami Tensei game, although I've also played Persona 5, which is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series. And I'm just having fun saying that word multiple times. It's difficult. The Switch needs an upgrade because it runs at like 20 frames a second. I really like the music and the world. And Duffman says it's a good intro into various religions and gods. One of my favorite things about this game, it's like Pokemon, but way more difficult. You collect all these various demons in Shin Megami Tensei 5, Duncan. And each demon is a god or demon or some kind of spiritual entity from actual history and mythology. And the load screens in the game, which you don't get as many of as I would like, give you the lore on the demons themselves. The only time you get a load screen is when you die. And unfortunately, when you die, it kicks you back to the start menu because it's one of those games that's just very difficult and punishingly. So you do get the reward of the load screen. But it's a good game. I just wish the Switch was better hardware because it runs sluggishly slow. And also, yes, Duncan, Shin Megami Tensei 5. We're in an age now where when you die, you shouldn't have to go back to the main menu. Just restart the fight. Like, don't put me through this rigmarole in 2021. I don't have time for it anymore. I can't. William Hacking says, I'm holding out for that Switch Pro, as am I. Switch is a great handheld. It was a great handheld for years, but it's showing its age now. And I don't even need a hardware revision like they've done with the OLED. OLED is amazing. We upgraded to our OLED TV in the living room, and like, what a difference OLED makes. But I'm not too concerned about an OLED on the Switch. I just want a consistent frame rate. If it's 30, it's 30. If it could be 60, let's make it 60. But it just seems that's not Nintendo's priority, and I'm really concerned that Breath of the Wild 2 is going to give me a headache. I couldn't finish Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Oh, hello. Look at this dress.
You have to, they can't.
Awooga!
I need to move this so I can model it all the way because they won't be able to see.
Okay, well.
I need enough room.
What if I turn this?
Well, okay.
But then I only get your neck.
Okay, you have to, let's just move this really quickly. Okay, you know what? Forget it. I will just sit down. Okay, look at this dress. Look how pretty this dress is. It's like...
Stand back further.
I have to...
You need to go back further.
I have to get it tailored on the bottom because it's dragging on the floor right now. But look at, like, it's the runching. And I thought I wouldn't like the runching, but it's really, really pretty. Isn't it? This is like... I feel like I should wear this to a gala or something. So yeah, I'm really excited about this dress. Oh, thank you. Arsenic says it's a nice color. Yeah, it's called Cinnamon Rose. This color. So that's my dress. I just wanted to show it off. Thank you so much for doing it. Look, I'm never going to get to wear this dress again. I need to be able to show it.
Why not?
Where am I going to wear this dress to?
Can we take a moment to appreciate the word runching? Runching.
Yes, this is runching on the side. Okay, now it's really difficult to sit in because of the runching.
I mean, the runching makes it...
I'm figuring out it's difficult, but it's got the slit. I love the slit.
You love the slit, although the slit never leaves the house.
I have to get it tailored because it's dragging on the ground. Bishop says, I thought bridesmaid dresses were supposed to be awful. That's why I'm saying, can you change the angle of this, please? It's like, why is it focused
because it was focused on...
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying my sister-in-law did me a great service. No, I mean, can you change the angle so it's not focused directly on me? It's crooked this way. That's what I'm saying. My sister-in-law did me well because she let me pick this dress out myself. Okay? I picked this out and she okayed it. So I'm very excited about this dress. But I'm telling you, it's pretty.
It is pretty. It's a very lovely dress.
That's why I want to wear it different places. And these are the shoes I got with it.
Nice.
Okay, this stream is not going up, by the way, because it's getting really weird.
Yeah, the homeless bit, I think, was where it got weird.
That's not what I said about it. Bishop said a pink-haired cameraman would have fixed that much sooner.
It's true, with eyeliner. Don't forget the eyeliner.
I'm not going to wear pink earrings with this dress, obviously, though. I'm wearing gold. Emotion says literally unwatchable. It's weird. Now I'm like showing off my shoes and my dress. Okay.
There are entire YouTube channels that are nothing but that.
I know. But thank you guys. Thank you for humoring me and letting me show off my dress. Logic's fans say gold rings would work well with it. Yeah, so I will have photos on Instagram, I'm sure.
James Flax says, tell Sarah more Americans look like John Candy than Steve Martin.
I know.
I think more Americans are in the situation of John Candy than Steve Martin
that
as
was my
well.
Problem. That was my problem with him. Okay, Emotion says the stream is for us, so the people out here. Yes, we love you guys too. Thank you.
That's correct.
Thank you. Yeah. So okay, so that's it.
That's it.
That's the stream. Thank you for letting me show off my dress.
Gave me an opportunity to talk about
difficult
Shin Megami Tensei 5 with Duncan.
Sit in this dress. Okay, so that's all. We'll go ahead and close the stream. Goodbye.
Goodbye.